DeAndre, you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. I'm doing this.
Yeah, you good?
Okay. All right. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all coming through.
No, thank you for having
Karma
us,
in the
man.
house.
Thank
You
you,
know,
thank
we got
you. Yes, sir.
Randy
Yes,
Ball
sir.
Bagel.
Good,
It's
man.
all good.
What's up
Roll
with
up
it?
in there, you know, it's chilling. First official interview, you know, the
Most
studio radio show.
Sure.
Most
Okay,
definitely.
trying to,
Let's fly.
You know, just trying to get things started so I can start, you know, giving back to the community, kind of let people get known. At the same time, I think it's a great opportunity for everybody, man.
That's what's
So
up.
that's what I'm working
Appreciate
on.
you having us on here, man.
Appreciate
Oh
it.
no, it's all good.
This couch
It's all
is
good.
it's
So you got-
comfortable too.
Oh yeah, I gotta make it comfortable, man. I want everybody to
Yeah.
kind of chill, relax.
Yeah,
You know, they got to sit up with no table and kind of be stiff. You know, I want you to just chill and stuff.
Right.
You know,
Nice
next time
open.
we'll have a couple drinks laid out and stuff. You know,
Okay,
these
okay.
guys hosted a little bit.
I always
what's up.
have a
That's
good
what's up.
beverage.
Yeah, but this is the new, you know, the first rough interview. So you know, I'm gonna hit you guys with a couple of questions, man, because I never, you know, me, I'm just on the DJ side. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I had time in life to be an artist or a producer, man, I would love to do that. But
Right.
you know, I had this big vision. I wanted to get the house right away. I wanted to get the business going and stuff.
Yeah.
So now I'm stuck in this mode where I can never take time to really be that true artist. And that's why I appreciate what you all do, man, because I mean, if I can sit there and just listen what someone created in their own mind and stuff, and they share that with everybody, that's like, you know, that's a gift, man. It's a straight
Yeah.
gift.
Well, we're just blessed to even have a situation or a chance to give it to the people, you know, because if the
Right.
people didn't want to do it, we probably wouldn't be doing it, you know. So
Exactly.
we definitely have a chance to spread some music out and get it out to the people, and that's what we do, man. Trying to take every opportunity possible to do that.
Let them in our own lives, you know, living through the music, man, just reaching out, touching people,
Okay.
all ages.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So when you first got it, you know, that's the traditional question. When you first started, how old were you, bro?
well, I originally started like just rapping when I was younger, probably 9, 10, you know, just hanging out with my boys, and we would just kind of
you originally from the East
battle.
Coast, right?
Yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh, man. Born and
Okay.
raised, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Shout out to everybody back home, 15213-412. But yeah, started out just, you know, on the corner with my boys in the projects, just rapping, going back and forth. It started out kind of like the battle rapping, clowning, and then as we got older, we got more lyrics, got more experiences under our belts, and just started taking things more seriously as we got more mature and more older.
All right.
So
Bad.
yeah.
Okay, and what about you, Carmel? Where'd you start, bro?
Man, this guy said 9 or 10. I must have had a late start then. I didn't start till I was like 18. Is when I really like started rapping and then getting the mic and then actually trying to put a project together. I was probably like 19 or 20 when I first put like an actual product together, and then after that it's been like an addiction, you know, dropping an album every year, damn near, so just trying to keep up with the times and stuff.
Well, man, how long have you had that nice studio over there in Carlsbad?
Oh man, the studio, that's a dream come true. That's like only 5 years since my son was born.
A lot of work.
Yeah, like I was doing it out the crib, and then when my son was born, I wanted to kind of separate my business from my life, you know. So got the business place over there in Carlsbad, right there by the beach, 690 Carlsbad if you're in the area, you know. So that's what we've been doing since, man.
Yeah, there's also a blessing. I know a lot of artists do have their home studios, but at the same time, if you really want to separate your work ethics from home, man, it is really a plus to have a separate location to meet your clients, your artists, and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
And at the same time, when you step into your own office space, it just motivates you to get to work. You're not there to really just kick back and sit and watch TV and all that.
Definitely.
Bills don't pay themselves. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
work to pay the bills. So yeah, definitely motivate you. If that don't motivate you, that bill coming in the first of the month will. So
Oh yeah.
that's it.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
So you guys told me your ages when you kind of got started getting involved with music. So what really influenced you, Randy? I mean, who influenced you?
You would have to go back to like NWA.
Okay.
You know that.
Gangsta.
You know, I was born in the '80s, so it was like when I wouldn't even say I was old enough to actually listen to the music, but you remember those little CD mailers that used to go out like through BMI? You get like pay like $9, and then you get the other CDs for like a penny.
Yeah.
I ordered some of those and never paid for them. I ordered some Too Short, NWA. I had Leaders of the New School CD, and it just kind of just started from there. And NWA was like a real heavy influence because like in the early '90s, that's what everybody was listening to. That was hot. So like the real gangster rap, the original gangster rap, and that's what kind of put me on. And the environment I was in, it kind of pushed me in that direction, but it was just all really for the love of music, man. I listen to all types of music, but that was like NWA was really like a start for me to actually rap and just keep going and just
Well,
being
I have
like
to
serious
admit
with
too,
it.
man. I mean, I'm not gonna give away how old I am, but when
Right.
NWA came out, that's when I was like in the car club going back and forth to LA and everything. And NWA kind of helped put the West Coast on the map too, man. Yeah, they definitely kind of set that foundation. That's where Dre came from. And then Snoop's a product of Dre and so forth. So
Right.
it just kind of expanded from there.
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Everybody, a couple legends.
So
came
your
out.
influences, Karma, who are yours?
Shoot, you know what? I was actually, as far as hip hop is concerned, I probably would say like I first really started listening to rap when like Daz Effects and like Foo Schnickens. Actually, when Shaq was rapping with the Foo Schnickens back then.
Right.
Some old like Doggy Style Snoop Dogg when he came out, that Dr. Dre, the Chronic, the first Chronic.
Oh yeah.
That was like really kind of what turned me on to like some majors. Like, oh, what is this? What is this? So probably those, man. Those were some of the first joints I really had.
Right.
Right there.
Yeah, and that's one thing about the Chronic, man. The beats weren't real complicated, but at the same time, they would just hit you, man.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's the thing about it.
That
yeah.
simple slap, man. Dr. Dre, he's just
The
He's-
samples that he
he's-
used on that
yeah,
thing.
he's-
is crazy.
he's dope at what he did, and I watched the documentary on him, and that sample that was on there on the Ghetto Boy, I think that was the song was actually the rise that was going on and stuff. He used a real live sample from the news, or he was on the streets or something like that.
Right.
They said that was a dope album, man. That's a classic.
Now here's a question, man. I know being a DJ, man, I work with different bands, solo artists, musicians, and so forth. And sometimes they frown upon rap because they feel rap is not really a true art form because they feel that you're not taking out time to pick up a guitar, learn how to play, read notes, and all that so forth. Because you take more time to do samples. But see, the thing I think is to really pick and choose the right sample, the right beat, the right artist. That's a talent right there. I think it's a raw talent, man.
Well,
yeah.
I look at it like this. When you get a bunch of musicians together, you can get a bunch of different musicians together, and some of their sounds can still clash and it not sound good. Like the guitar may not go with the drums or any other parts of the instruments that they have in there. With producing, like being in hip hop, it's like if you use the wrong sample and then if you have some chords or something in there, it's in the wrong key, it can still be bad too. So either way, you still have to have a good ear for music to make it happen, because a lot of producers don't even know how to play keys. They just play by ear. They don't know how to read music. They don't know the basics of how to hold your hands and what chords goes with chords and how to transition into the next chord. So if you don't have it, it's not going to sound good either way. So a lot of people look down on hip hop like, oh, it's not real music, but we use real live samples, like a real sample from a guitar. It goes in there and it goes with the drums, and you stack and layer and do what you have to do to make it sound good, add different effects to it.
Right.
And
And you can see an example of that when you see an artist who really blew up and they eventually become a producer and start their own label because they got that ear. And that's what happens. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of
Pharrell's a
cases.
good example of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a lot of
And he used a lot of like old synth throwback sounds.
Yeah.
That's dope. His whole sound is dope. I'm a big fan of his.
That Timberland producer and just do the arpeggiator.
Oh no, Timberland's raw. He's raw. A lot of his old stuff he was doing with like Aaliyah when they was doing a blackground music.
Yeah.
He said he would just ride the bus and sample the sounds of the bus and take it back and twist it and bend it and EQ it and do a bunch of different things.
I remember back in the days when Timberland started blowing up. For me to really mix in his beats on the turntables, you gotta have to kind of catch the right beat because he had so many beats in there. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of complicated to mix with it.
And he was using grungy sounds, like dirty sounds. I like his sound. He's dope.
Yeah, Timberland, Magoo. That's back in the day.
Yeah, I would love to work with Timberland. You see Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Jay-Z keep going back to him and Pharrell. So
Oh yeah.
if it ain't broke, don't fix
the
it.
job done.
Jay-Z messed with the up and coming producers, but when he want those classics, you go back to the dudes that make hits.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So you guys have any other family members who are involved in the music?
No, you know what? I really no. Nobody really plays any instruments or really does the music thing.
No.
None of my family.
Yeah, my granddad, I think my grandma said he used to have a band back in the day. I used to sneak in his closet and play his guitars and stuff like that when I was younger. Of course, I broke like one or two of them.
Oh, yeah,
but
the strings or the guitar?
The strings.
Oh.
I broke the strings on one. I broke the actual guitar. I snapped it in half.
Oh, man.
Because I almost got caught playing it, and I like slammed it in the door, and I like broke the top of it off.
Oh, yeah.
I got worn out for that.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
But
I bet.
yeah, but I never heard him, sit there and play the guitar at all. But I know he always had instruments and stuff around.
Right.
So besides that, my uncle and them used to try to rap, and my uncle was like a DJ too, and he actually gave me my first set of turntables. I was like 12, and I wore those things out. I broke them, but
Oh, yeah.
I guess DJing wasn't for me at the time.
But you know what? A lot of cats that are producers now, they started off as DJs too, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's happened a lot. You ever got down the turntables?
You know what, low key, before I started like getting a name for myself, I started doing like little backyard boogies. And
Okay.
even at the beach club with Tribe West, shout out to Tribe West, I was doing like the little sound over there. A lot of people would come up like, "Hey, DJ Karma," and I was like, "Nah, not DJ Karma, bro. I'm just here doing this virtual DJ thing. I'm not even with the turntables. It was all laptop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I wasn't a real DJ. That's
The old
all.
PC days.
Yeah.
Right. I hear you, man. So eventually you get to that point where you can actually open up for a major artist. Who would that artist be you like to open it for?
You know what? I actually had an opportunity to open up for a cat named Yellow Wolf, who I personally, like this time too, in this state of my career, he's probably like one of my top 5 favorite rappers.
Okay.
I really like that dude. So I got a chance to open up with him. That's pretty cool. Me and Randy Boston have a show coming up with T.I., 2 Chainz, and Lil Wayne on the 27th down at the Sleep Train Amphitheater down in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
So that's a pretty big show.
Yeah.
That's probably a couple people's favorite artists,
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been blessed to rock with a couple good cats, man.
Well, me, if I was able to do some shows and open up for a few major artists, I would definitely try to get on the opportunity to go with Jay-Z, because obviously he does stadium shows, like big shows. So that would be a good time for me to showcase my talent and, bring my people along with me. So I just think just the amount of people and exposure that I would get from that, I would just do it for the exposure. And plus just get the experience if I was able to like really just kick it with him and learn things as well. Another artist who I'm not sure if he's touring right now, but I would just love to be on stage with him and do a show with him, Busta Rhymes. I just love his.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of my favorite artists of all time, and I just love his energy when he performs. Like he's raw. So
Oh, yeah.
and he's one of the best performers live that you can see,
Okay.
as far as hip hop goes. Without all the fire, flames, and all that stuff, when it comes to just music, being on stage, having presence, stopping the music, spitting for real, he's probably my top dog.
And a majority of most rap concerts don't really occur like big name hip hop shows don't really occur in San Diego, because I guess San Diego is kind of more of a conservative city. They're trying to stray away from that. But I know if I had it the time, 'cause I work almost every weekend, I always see there's always someone headlining up in L.A., man. Always up in L.A. or the Midwest or the East Coast. And so I've never really had a chance to see a lot of these artists perform, man. But I just see them on TV or different,
Right.
various shows online, man.
Yeah, L.A. L.A. Is obviously everybody wants to come to L.A. Los Angeles. You can go back east right now and tell somebody from California, first thing they're gonna say is, "Oh, you from L.A.?" So
Yeah, they don't even know about San
Yeah,
Diego unless
right.
you're military, probably, right?
Right.
Right,
So,
right.
but yeah.
Yeah, I think San Diego's not a real big investor into the rap community or the hip hop community. They have a couple shows, down at Sleep Train, down at House of Blues or anything, but it's not as frequent as any other of the major cities like Detroit,
the cricket
LA.
amphitheater.
Yeah, the Cricket Amphitheater,
Yeah.
places like that. So I just think that if there was a market out here, I'm sure they would invest in it a little bit more, but I'm sure that they just haven't found a market yet for it, unfortunately.
Right. So Karma, besides the hip hop culture, what other types of music do you like, man?
Well, that's that's why I was a late bloomer to hip hop. I was like more growing up on some Metallica. I was into like the Doors. I was into Nirvana. I was into like Rage Against the Machine. I don't know. Have you ever heard of Rage Against the Machine?
Man, I know all of that music because you got to realize I actually run a DJ business where we cater to a lot of weddings. A lot of my clients, man, I got every request ranging from punk,
Yeah.
heavy metal, everything. And I know all music. And that's the thing about it, man, is I'm not really closed-minded. People might think, You know, I mean, on my downtime, I like to listen to my old school hip hop and so forth, man. But I'm open to all styles. So yeah, I know all those styles, man.
Yeah, Rage Against the Machine. There's a guy named Zach De La Rocha, and like when I first started hearing him on the mic, it sounded like he was rapping to me. But he was like to a rock band. There was like rock band, drums, live guitar, and everything. And then I started really picking up. He was like anti-government type of deal. So I really started listening to him and kind of just like damn near mimicked his style, I guess you'd say. To put my own little twist to it. Of course, I didn't have a live band, so I had to make do with the drum pad and stuff. But
you know who also kind of introduced that flavor from alternative rock to like hip hop was Kid Rock, man.
Oh yeah. This is actually low key. This is like prior to Kid Rock. Like Rage Against the Machine's been out for a hot second.
They have.
I went and saw those guys with it was them and U2 down at Jack Murphy Stadium when it was still Jack Murphy.
Okay.
And that was probably one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. Just because I don't know if you've ever been to a U2 show, but those guys put on a phenomenal show. Like those guys are major. Those guys are already good.
Yeah, it's probably around the same time when Ice-T was doing Cop Killer, right?
Yeah.
Ice-T was making that converting over. He's trying to bring them together too. Yeah,
you know what? Drops. You know what? You know what's funny? I was with my dad a few months ago, and we was riding in the car, and he had the satellite radio, and it was in his 300. So Ice-T came on, and he dissed LL. Man, I didn't know that Ice-T didn't like LL. He was like, "You got the LL, man." He was like, "Oh no, we don't play that jazz, man." It was super hilarious. I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know that they didn't even rock with each other back in the day." But from what I heard is that he really, really did not like LL at all. Right.
Were you ever considered hip hop beefs to be actually a publicity thing or a real deal? And we seen it could be real. We all know that.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think it's a 50-50 type of deal. Like I think that some people really don't like each other, and you know you can see it. It's apparent when they see each other. They don't like each other, and then some stuff is all for the movies. You know, it's all for the camera. Really,
like it's like wrestling right now. But
yeah,
I was going to say this. In the 90s, it was real because there wasn't like a lot of like internet wasn't evolved the way it is now. So stuff that happened, it happened like off camera, backstage, in the streets, in the studios and stuff like that. So it wasn't a way that you would really just hype it up. After the Tupac and Biggie thing is where it kind of, took a turn. But I do think that there is some rap beefs. I think a lot of the rap beefs, to be honest, it start from people doing the Hollywood stuff. Like if you're a real genuine cat and you approach some of these dudes that's been in the game, it's like they like, okay, yeah, hit me up. And then you try to hit them up, and you gotta go through like 5 people just to get them to talk to them about even working with them, or they just won't even talk to you at all. Some people just so cocky and arrogant, they'll see you one time, dap you up, be cool with you, talk to you for an hour or so at a venue or something like that, and then you see them again and they act like they never seen you before, like they duck and hide and run from you, So that's why I think a lot of stuff start with the young cats. Yeah. Because I know I wouldn't take it personally and air you out, but if I see you and I got a chance to say something to you, I'll let you know, like, you a punk, you a weenie for that. You know what I'm saying? That's
well,
me.
I know one thing. If you're gonna like go to the BET Awards or something like that, and if you want to approach people, I know nowadays with all this electronic media and everything, you gotta have a media kit ready, man. You have to have your game ready. Before you approach somebody, even if you just want to say what's up to them, that's cool. But if you want to get them on a business level, you gotta have your stuff ready.
Oh, definitely. But a lot of those times, you don't have the stuff with you. That's why it'd be good to have an e-press kit, or my approach would be to not even talk to the artist directly. If I want to do real business with them, I would be like, hey, who do I need to talk to actually talk about working with you? Whoever you point out, all right, cool, dap you up, going about my way, let you know I'll be hollering at you soon. Get the information where I need to email whatever to, what I need to do, and how long you're gonna be in town. I try to figure all that stuff out. So if something needs to happen quick, I will just try to jump on it quick instead of waiting. Because dealing with a major artist, you might be 3 or 4 months before you even hear back from somebody. By then, you done moved on past the song already, or put somebody else on it, or done lost interest at all to even work with them.
But I do hear that a lot of hits that are made, they've been on the back burner for like a couple of years or so before they really come out.
Yeah.
That's true.
A lot of people, what a lot of people do is they go and get those euros before they come back to America. They'll go over to to Europe, or they'll go over to Japan or something like that, and they'll go start to make a name out there. Because it's funny, you know, everybody likes you when you're away from your own town, and then you come back and everything's great.
Yeah.
Like when we go out on tours and we go up to the Bay or we go out to Vegas and everything, everybody loves us. And then we come back here and it's like, back to normal, you know. But when we leave again, everything's back. Oh, where you guys at? Da, 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 da. That's just how it is, I think, really, to tell you the truth.
So in reality, where do y'all see yourself in maybe 5 years from now? I mean, y'all still young. You know.
Hopefully my business is still in Carlsbad. Nah. Man, I see myself still doing this, to tell you the truth. I told myself I'm not going to quit until somebody from San Diego in general is on the billboard. So we got a couple great opportunities right now. There's a lot of people in San Diego with some talent. Local cats really starting to make some noise right now. So hopefully here pretty soon, man. And even if that happens, I don't see myself getting out, to tell you the truth. It's like I said, it's an addiction now.
Right.
It's something I got to do damn near every day just to keep my
For
blood
life,
flowing.
for life.
Yeah,
now, huh?
yeah. Even if it's not me making an album, I'm gonna be behind somebody else's album. I promise that. So
Right.
Definitely. Where I see myself in 5 years with it, I like handling a lot more of the business side and still making the music. So, you know, in 5 years or so, I just want to be established, you know, to the point to where, you know, I'm able to give somebody else the opportunity to get on. So therefore, I can still do what I do, but also fall back and handle more of the business side of it. Start making a transition. So in 5 years, I wanted to be transitioning down from an artist, you know, stack up some money, of course, and still be able to keep everything that we got going floating. You know, just lining myself up, put myself in a position to where, as if I drop a couple hits, you know, I just reinvest that money into the next up and coming artist that's hot, that's willing to work, willing to do what we did and cut their time down. It took us 5, 7, 8 years to learn what not to do. Not saying it was a mistake, but just to cut their route shorter. So we open up the doors. All we got to do is push them right through. Money's going to keep coming. Exposure, more business, be able to open up more studios, expand. You know, that's what I
smarter.
think.
That's what we talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can work hard, but as you get older, you want to work smarter than harder.
Oh
So,
yeah. Just like wine, it gets better at age.
yeah,
definitely.
I hear
And
you.
if you're doing something you love, it's not like work. So that's why I like doing this.
Yeah.
It's not like work sometimes, you know. Sometimes it is, you know, when you have those late nights and the bills are due. Those are like work nights.
Those crunch days.
Yeah, crunch days.
Those 12 to 15 hour days
Yeah.
in the studio, or coming from your 9 to 5, then hitting the studio, staying up till 3 or 4 in the morning, and getting back up at 6:30, going in, clocking in on somebody else's time.
That's real life.
So, yeah, welcome to the real world.
I hear you. Well, hey, man, I appreciate y'all being here. We're going to continue this, okay? Because this is just the first, you know, you guys are my first official people to have here, and I appreciate y'all coming. We're going
Definitely.
to keep it flowing, for real.
I got
man.
some gifts for you, man. I got this
Okay.
new Karma Leak. That's the new joint that just came out. And this Oceanside Takeover right here. That joint's a double disc, and it's got everybody from North County and San Diego, Randy Boston, myself,
Okay.
Mitchie Slick, a lot of other cats
Okay.
as well.
Well, you know what, man? I'll meet
And
you.
that one's mine. The Hate Factor 2.
All right.
Dropped it, June 19th?
Yeah.
June 19th.
Yeah.
So, got it up on iTunes, CD Baby.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me put you all on top of this, man. I got a radio show called MyDJsRadio.com.
Okay.
And what I'm looking to do is, when I have a feature artist for that evening, I'm gonna post it up and put it on the schedule where
Okay.
everybody knows about it. And I'm gonna play your track at that time, man.
Most definitely.
And
Okay.
basically at the same time, we can also run our interviews or anything over it. So everything,
Okay.
everything's coming together, man. Everything's
Most
coming
definitely.
together.
Most definitely.
So right now I'm working on the programming side, and once that programming side is done, which will be real soon. But actually, this man right here gave me my first start with internet radio. He gave me the software.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
tried. I
yeah.
tried, man. I tried.
Yeah,
I tried to do what I
yeah.
can, man.
Yeah. So you got my first start here. So actually, I'm about to go ahead and launch these, man. And
Most definitely.
You will hear the announcement within a week, okay?
Cool, man. Just tag us in it.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate it,
definitely,
man.
brother.
Appreciate you having us.
All right, appreciate it, man.
So,
Much love, man.
yeah, man. You know it.
Okay, bet.
All right.
Yes, sir.